guys, it's time for another Ask Jen
and Ben.
And it's actually our finale for the season. If you guys haven't seen the entire Ask Jen and Ben playlist of videos, we will link them up above and also in the info box down below. And for this episode, we wanted to have it just be sort of an Ask Us Anything kind of episode, because I know there are a lot of topics that we haven't covered, questions that are really amazing that have slipped through the cracks that we still wanted to give you guys a chance to ask. Also, this is just season 1. We're going to be coming out with season 2 because we loved doing this so much. So if you have a really amazing topic that you want to see us cover for the next season, let us know that down in the comments. Let's go ahead and get started. When the other person is having an off day, how do you try to cheer them up?
For me, knowing that a lot of what cheers you up is with humor and acts of service, I try to rely on those things. And if I'm finding that I am too much in a bad mood, then I'll go to services. If I find that I'm too tired and not wanting to do that kind of thing, I'll try the jokes, which sometimes doesn't really...
You have to be sensitive, because if it's too sarcastic, if it's too much like teasing, sometimes I'm like, why would you joke like that? But generally, we both love a good laugh. Same answer. How do you cope with your height differences? I'm a very short girl and I always seem to go for tall guys. It's kind of annoying, but do you have any secrets? Woo!
I actually was a little bit intimidated by our height differences when I was about to ask you out.
I'm 4'11". Ben's like...
I'm about 6'1".
In the beginning, I think we both felt a little bit self-conscious about it, even though we didn't really say that. I would wear like platform shoes and try to like look a little bit taller or wear heels more often. But then we just kind of got to a point where we stopped caring.
The secret is not to care.
Yeah. Oh, and I will say, I've always liked stairs to give kisses because it's like less having to lean up or like go on my tippy toes.
What age would you allow Aria and future baby boy to start dating?
When they're married.
When they're married.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Even though we first started dating at 16, at the time I felt like that was super late to start dating. But thinking back on it, I feel like that was a really good time to start dating. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I would ban my children from dating before they're 16.
I think as long as there's communication between us and the kids.
Yeah, we're just hoping that we can like keep an open door of talking with them. Yeah. That it's not like a weird thing of like, you're banned for life.
I hope all the parents aren't out there watching like these young innocent
they
parents.
Know nothing. They know nothing about how teenagers
They're not prepared for teenagers.
Were you conflicted about having a second child at all and how it would affect Aria? Currently struggling with wanting another baby but feeling a lot of mama guilt. You know what? I think both of us definitely relate to that feeling.
Yeah, it's weird thinking that our day revolves around here. When we wake up, when we go to sleep, when we eat. The fact that like baby number 2 is gonna be like, no, I have priority.
It's me.
Like
it's all about
it's baby
me.
2 show.
I think that you and I have always discussed that we wanted 2 kids even before we were ever pregnant with Aria. For our personal family, for our personal lifestyle and choices, we wanted to have at least 2 so that they could have those social skills and have a playmate. So for us, there is the guilt, but it wasn't a question of like if we should have a second at all. Most of the moms I've talked to, they've all talked about before the second baby comes, like kind of mourning the end of their time with their first child. We haven't had that too hard yet. I think we've been trying to really humanize the second baby, really think of him as being a whole person, and I think that really helps at least me mentally just process that there are 2 now. But it's going to be totally different when he's actually here, so we'll see.
Has Aria's personality formed yet? We always see her so cute with a big smile and food all over her face, but what is she like? Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. She is so cute with a big smile and food all over her face.
Like constantly.
Constantly. Trying to not brag. We're a little biased, but she is very happy. She's very curious about everything. She likes to explore. She loves animals. She loves books. Oh my gosh, she loves books.
She loves books.
So much.
Yeah.
She has a couple favorite books.
She's very playful.
She loves coloring. She loves playing outside. It's fascinating, all of these things that she can't even say some of the easiest words correctly yet, but she's already grown attachments to, like, this is my favorite book to read in the morning, and this is my favorite book to read at night.
And this is my favorite doll. The doll's name is Baby. She has a favorite stuffed animal, which is her Care Bear. It's a little pink Care Bear.
And its name is
Baby. And it's like, you're like barely a little over 1. Like, how can you have so many opinions? And how special and amazing and fun and exciting that is, that she's opinionated about things. Like, she has favorite foods and favorite toys and favorite shoes, and it's amazing for her to communicate that. It makes life so much easier.
And her favorite person in the world is Oreo. And for all the people out there that were like, we don't see Oreo anymore, like, did Oreo get abandoned because Aria came along? Aria loves Oreo more than anybody in the world.
So much attention.
When Aria is going to bed at night
Oreo.
And she's saying night night to everybody in the room,
we're all giving her kisses and saying I love you. She looks at each of us after Mama and Daddy say I love you, Aria, and then she says, Oreo, night night. Oreo.
Or when we get back from, like, going to the grocery store, if we come into the room and there's Oma on one side and Oreo on the other side, immediately runs to Oreo.
Hi, Bubba.
Hi, Bubba.
Hi, Bubba.
She loves him. They're, like, inseparable. And he loves her because she gives him snacks all the time.
Yep, he's getting a little fat. What are ways that you discipline Aria when you want to let her know what she did was wrong?
Aria's not quite at the age yet where she 100% understands everything. And so I think it's important that we do discipline with that in mind, because if you
in accordance to how much she understands.
Yeah, so a lot of what we do is we do corrections, like, in the moment.
There's a difference between when we say, Aria, please don't do that, versus like, Aria, no, don't do that. I think she really understands that difference.
A good example is our coffee table in the back is very climbable, and Aria would climb up it, and she'd put her knees on and start to climb up. And so we just push her knee back down and say, Aria,
We don't climb on the table.
So now what she'll do is she'll go over and she'll put her hands on, start to put a leg up to climb on, and then look at us and go, And then she'll put her leg back down and then just walk off.
It's like self-discipline because she knows that we're going to react that way. She knows she's not supposed to do it, but she's still negotiating in her head that she wants to do it. And in her head, she's processing that she knows we don't want her to. But the ways that we do talk to her, we try to kind of redirect her behavior to something else we would rather have her do. So instead of saying, no, don't do that, that's bad, or something like that, we try to say it in a positive way of like, please don't throw the cup, we hold the cup nicely, we're gentle.
It's most fun to color on the coloring book.
Yeah, we color on paper. Please don't color on everything. she'll go, okay. Side note, Crayola's washable crayons are like the best invention. They just wipe right off.
If Aria or your second child came out to you in the future, how would you react? What if they share with you that they do not consider themselves to be straight or cis? What do you think you and your extended family's response would be, especially coming from Jen's Korean background?
So this is a question that when we received it, I don't think that we would be able to fit this in a full episode, but it's something that Ben and I have definitely talked a lot about in depth. Obviously, we want to say that this is just our personal beliefs. Everybody out there is free to have their own beliefs and develop their own systems of why they believe that. But this is just what we feel is right for our family. Ben and I both really strongly, very, very strongly agree that if any of our children, or really any of our family members or friends, came out to us, we would just accept them with open arms and say, we love you for exactly who you are. We believe that God made you exactly who you're supposed to be. That's what we believe. So I want to just raise both of my kids to be really loving and open-minded toward other people, and that's how we would choose to treat them as well.
And just really be there to support.
And to have guidance if they come to us asking for guidance. How did Aria react the first few times you had to leave her for other commitments? Oh my goodness. First time you have to leave your kid, if you have to like go on a work trip or something, it's so hard. But the problem is that I feel like she was great. She didn't even notice I was gone.
It is harder on the parent than it is on the child.
It is so hard on the parents, and you feel so guilty that your interactions are just, you know, talking to them through like FaceTime. But I feel like Aria, we've always had a really great support system around her, and she has lots of people to play with and love on her. So
yeah. And then when she was old enough, you flew out for a couple days one time. She FaceTimed you a lot. And she would actually kiss the phone. We'd say Bobo,
oh my
and
gosh.
she would hold the phone up and she'd kiss Oma.
You didn't even prompt her. She just
no,
did it.
She was just holding it, yeah.
And that like simultaneously made my heart so happy and sad at the same time. But it's a beautiful thing. And you know what? The best thing is when you come back and they go nuts. They get so excited.
Why did you wait so long after being married to have children?
Boy, have we gotten this question so much.
I feel like a big thing that we were going for was when it felt right. For us, there were a couple of different things we wanted to tick off a list before we got there. And in the end, when we actually had Aria, I felt like the list wasn't there anymore. It didn't matter where we were financially or if we were in a house or not. In the end, it felt like now is the time for us.
I mean, that's not to say that we were like totally mentally, spiritually ready to like bring a human being and like go on this roller coaster, but it was just like, I think we're ready to be in the line for this roller coaster. Jen, did you always film in front of Ben, or was there a period of getting used to filming while you were being watched in real life? And Ben, was it strange to you when Jen first started making videos? Okay, first of all, when I started making videos, it was me by myself.
I think somebody does not remember their old videos like I do.
Oh.
Because somebody was cooking in the background.
Or washing dishes.
Of a lot of those videos. Go back and look in the archives.
No, you were kind of like doing stuff around, and I would just
I think there's actually one of me playing a Batman game in the background too of one of you. Like, we were pretty casual about it.
Oh yeah.
I think you had a little bit of getting used to, and you're pretty shy. It didn't take
very long to get used to it. To answer the question, for the most part, yes, I have filmed in front of Ben, but not necessarily in front of Ben. Like, he'd be around, but he wasn't like the cameraman.
Yeah.
In that first year that I first started doing videos on YouTube, before it was HD, before very many people were watching me. In my earliest videos, I didn't talk in the video. I just typed out the instructions because I felt so self-conscious about speaking.
Just kidding.
You're so judgy. But then again, it did take like almost 10 years for you to actually be in front of the camera.
Yeah, I guess I'm the weird one.
Lightning round!
Favorite things about each other.
Your sense of humor. No, he knows so much about what's going on in the world and like history and stuff. I like your brain. No, and this is so hard. I
really like your passion for everything, for life, the ferocity in which you research things. And I love your artistic side, and I love Jen's singing. She doesn't sing enough.
I feel pretty self-conscious in my head. Which country would you take for Aria's first travel?
Hopefully Korea.
Yeah, I would love to take her to Korea. Where do you see your family in 10 years? In 10 years, Aria is going to be 11, and baby 2 is going to be 9. Holy moly. I can't even picture that. That's insane.
So attending a lot of like recitals and plays.
And parent-teacher conferences.
Going to like soccer practice, ballet, or whatever.
things about each other you had to work hard at accepting.
Jen's passion.
I have to say that Ben used to be really, really shy and introverted. I mean, you still tend to be on the quieter side.
Yeah, sometimes.
But I feel like I really became a lot more quiet and introverted over time, and you really like became a lot more outspoken and outgoing over time. So to a certain extent, we kind of grew out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What would you say is the center of your marriage?
Well, right now, Jen's belly. Because when we hug.
Okay. Yeah. I would have to say it's our faith.
Not getting too deep in it, but just believing that we're meant for something greater. And that's not meaning like we're entitled for something, that we're meant to serve a purpose, whether that's helping others or donating time or money to something. Like that's, I feel like, a big part of what drives us together.
Yeah, it guides our purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see your recommendations on things to do and places to eat in Kansas City.
Oh man.
We love Joe's Barbecue.
Kansas City Joe's, formerly Oklahoma Joe's.
And we also really like Jack Stack Barbecue. Or if you're from Kansas City, let us know your top picks. Jen, how did you know Ben was the one? Same goes for Ben. How did you know Jen was the one?
We had been together for a couple years. I kept thinking more and more about how I didn't see a future without Jen. The more and more that we hung out, the more I thought,
we wanted to grow old together.
Yeah.
I think that was a lot of it for me, is like, no matter how much time I spent with him, I was never sick of him. I just was so much more myself with him. And we made each other better people. Okay, I think that about wraps it up. Thank you guys so much. I really hope you guys enjoyed this whole series, Ask Jen and Ben. And if you guys did, please hit that thumbs up button. Tell your friends about this series. Let us know in the comments what you would like to know, what you would like to see for next season. All the questions. We will gather up the questions starting right now.
Start thinking up some new topics, things you haven't seen before, maybe questions you didn't get answered before. It'll be fun. Yeah.
Oh, and I guess outside of Ask Jen and Ben, if you just want to see a different kind of video with the two of us together, let us know that too.
And I saw a lot of mukbang.
Now that Ben's less shy about being in front of the camera, it's taken so many years, you guys. Thank you guys so much, much for watching. We have just been filled with incredible joy and love and meaning and such an amazing community, being able to read all of your guys' comments, and it's been such a fulfilling experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we can't wait to start this up again and answer more of your questions. We love you guys so much, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Subscribe to the channel and follow us on Instagram. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.